Kevin a Hashif.
Oh, come on.
Agus an chéad tenne a horse.
Smisha Alice. Freeman and Draste van me MacLean. Look at me on a walk inslee. At je Bunnahaina, now called Scottsville.
Agus Chase Wanya Gahakad.
Smisha Alice. Nìall Ailean was Calum. MacLean. Son Mull, agus Gaelic, Roma, and a Shamtui. He can show him smunnichid 1826. And you'll me Kirsch.
Agus to the Dhachaidh Phil is like a did a Sonia Gacket.
Can you listen to the canos to answer Gaelic MacQuarrie? MacQuarrie, son Ruma. Ruma, Shamtui.
Agus catch Jehugan Skull.
And upon the Haina, Scottsville. I guess Scholar Art High School. 1 year. And in Inverness. Shall sin with me in a Gléidheadh, Breatainn, son nursing.
Agus an if am sa bhewa son showing ich the Gaelic. What is your name?
My name is Alice MacLean Freeman.
And you are from
Scottsville.
Originally?
At Lake Ainsley, yeah.
And you were brought up in Scottsville.
In Ekata. Kirsch.
And for those that don't have Gaelic, what's some of your genealogy on your father's side?
Well, Nìall Ailean, Allasdair, Alexander, back to Malcolm.
Agus, and your mother's side?
Dolena Catherine, we always called her Dolly, and Rory MacQuarrie. And it goes back from there. I don't know. I think the fellow who came over was a Rory too.
Okay. And
I'm not sure.
Was she from Scottsville area?
No, North Lake Ainsley. Yeah.
And your people came from the old country. What part you said earlier?
The islands, Mull, Rum, Tiree, and I forget the other from the area, from those areas. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I also asked you, where did you go to school?
Scottsville and Inverness.
And that was for high school in Inverness?
Just 1 year, yeah.
Okay. And then you went on to study nursing? Nursing
in Gléidheadh.
In Gléidheadh. Yeah. And I understand you took some courses in Gaelic too.
I took courses in Antigonish
at
the university. I took nursing courses there too. And in Edinburgh.
Scotland.
Yeah. Just a summer course.
So I understand you graduated in 1958
from nursing.
From nursing.
Yes, yeah.
And you married
in 1958
to Innes
Freeman. That's correct.
This an ro Gaelic am sa skull. I knew it about.
Harrow.
I guess came the hoodoo elwas at the Gaelic.
And high.
At
home, with my father sang Gaelic all the time.
Great.
Gaelic and English. He sang a lot.
Yes. So both your parents had Gaelic.
Yes.
Great. I guess a bel in Chawachaka that were in Gaelic. The Peward.
Chawachakam.
Peward, I guess.
Nìall Ailean.
Nìall, okay. Wel het missel de gel. Do they like the
Oh,
music?
very much so, very
Yes.
much so. A brahar ac yn Gléidheadh at Sundowns. Oh, Gléidheadh.
Agus wel het koi instruments and be. Are they playing any instruments?
Oh, the pipes.
The pipes. Your brother?
Mo brahars, Gilliam mo brahar Coisir.
Agus host, we use a koi piano.
I make noise.
And it's,
Nobody listens.
the rest of these. Oh, hell ma.
Not very good, really.
Agus an rá miltir de tí an Gàidhlig a bhfuin Gaelic, nu the vowel big.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah,
The language changed depending on the people coming to visit.
right. So you had Ceilidhs.
Well, not really. Not big Ceilidhs, but anyway. Also, there was a gentleman living next to the Colaisde, which is a very strange name in Gaelic culture. Next door, he James Collins and Jack, Jimmy and Jack, both they were scholars,
Very talented.
major scholars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes Jimmy would have a new book. And he would bring it to the house and be reading to my father. Now, my father didn't read the heavy stuff. But then the question would be, Jaminik, this word or that, or some word. And Jimmy would go in, well, in this book it meant this. And in this book it meant this. And in another book it was this. But in this case, it's this. The song just has 3 verses. The first verse, the author is welcoming the cuckoo back to the grove, tells it's spring, and he mentions her colors and her song and so forth. And then the next verse asks, when you left, did you hide in a hollow tree, or did you go somewhere warm south? And then in the third verse, he says, when you go again, if I could go with you. But he can't even think of that. When I go, the hope of returning to warn the land of coming summer weather cannot be with me. Whether he's talking about death or exile, one or the other. The cuckoo, the huach. Oh, falters tena huacaram. Leit Oran or millish, Shasharam Tovel, Sahietano, Ahokak Brana Mochria, Sravilium Toim, Savatin Hiet. Stoer varkex aninish, nam fesker kju, neg bonastuch, Norvigen drucha schille. O inish chatan rodoriel, Norvana shiant and fionar, na rob kahos kan chael kan tors, achras achroig fogoar, smo marametru achu acho. Chatianta brana teho, Shiana tokoratanyan karam, Sochri en chani soa. Getjeches toerai noch geraum, Ufeich u glaun arish, Ach nur permish arish mochu, Chavi mogor echil, Astruag nach bor in Galectria, Erastaskia na cash bochwin, tors viscacham, no de vegan saurag chi. I graduated from nursing, or I finished nursing on the 9th. They had a graduation later, 3 months later. I finished on the 9th of January, and I started working in Inverness at the hospital here on the 10th. And quick. Between there and a short time in Antigonish, the hospital in Antigonish, I worked for 30 years. And I became pretty well burnt out and just quit and took the summer off. And then I took weaving lessons in the fall and quilting lessons and doing all kinds of crazy things. And here I am another 30 years later.
So after you got the break and learned the weaving and all that.
And I got into this by accident.
The store. You opened a store.
Yes. By accident. I swear.
What about the name of the store? Can you tell us?
Well, that was my first quilt. The first full-size quilt I made was the bear paw pattern. Right. So, and as I say, I got into this by accident. And my husband said one day, this town needs a gift shop. And here I am. Sometimes not too happy, sometimes very happy.
So if you want to say bear paw in Gaelic.
Spák na mahan, I guess.
Spák na mahan.
Spák, yeah.
So is I can give out a crunnichag etiquette. There's on Emma Ruth, McCourse, the Bala. I know that you've done a lot of work in fundraising around the area. Can you tell us a bit about that? I know you're the main organizer of the weekly Ceilidhs on
the
Thursday
summer
night
Ceilidhs,
in the summer here in
Yes, that started in 1991. It was by another by accident saying, "Oh yeah, I can do that." And now it's 27 years later, is it? 91? 26 years later. And 2 years ago, and the idea of the Ceilidhs were to provide some entertainment for locals and visitors, and to put a little money in the pockets of the young people. This wasn't for people that were making their living or, it was for young people. To give them a little money and give them exposure, And I think it has worked. I don't think many of them would argue that point. And we passed the $100,000 mark 2 years ago.
That's a great achievement.
So, some people were only getting $10. Some people maybe $20. And then at the end of the year, if I had a bunch of some extra money left, just holding on to a little bit for the year after to start the next year, just giving them a little bit of extra. And it helped a lot in a lot of places, $50 30 years ago, or $20 30 years ago was a lot more money than it is today.
Oh, definitely. So were they outdoors to begin with?
No, always
indoors?
Inside.
Okay.
You have a concert outside, everybody listens, but nobody pays. Yeah. Now, that's the simple of it.
Yeah.
You may find me tough in saying that, but that's the truth. Yeah. They'll take advantage, and that's people.
Yeah.
That's people.
But you've had some of the older fiddlers too, besides the young ones come. And
on occasion, nobody never played, but Kinnan did, and some visitors. Some older people. There was a MacLeod man. I know he's on some of the old CDs. He was in one day, and somebody recognized him. I didn't know who the man was, and would he play? And yes, he did. And Kinnan played. The guy from Antigonish, I can't think of his name, Stan Chapman, he played. I was very, very embarrassed the night he played because a drunk got between him and the mic. Oh my. But those things happen at Ceilidhs. So Morgan MacQuarrie was very gracious too, and people that know him like to dance to his music.
You had Ashley and Natalie?
Oh yes, well that's years and years and years ago. Yeah. Oh yes. That was just starting. Yeah. I wasn't calling them old.
Yeah, no. But I mean, you had quite
yes.
list,
Yes.
So,
yeah. Ian McDougall and Robbie Fraser. That's they started. They were, and young Cameron.
Mm-hmm. The MacDonald boys.
Oh yeah.
All fired up.
Oh yes, all fired up. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I've heard great comments about it too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we always have a Gaelic song.
Yes.
She Breatainn. Yes.
That's the theme song.
By the time now, even the French people are singing the Gaelic. That come to the Gaelic, they're singing the chorus.
Uh-huh. Can you sing a verse of Shake Breatainn?
Oh, sure. Shake Jeffer. Shake Breatainn, cheer mo grai, cheer and grooves nem beyond and art. Shake Breatainn, cheer mo grai, cheer is Eilean howl. Svanna ha me ounce and now. Connie out and chin and bound, scatter ha mo Gaelic gown, knee me round to Oran and Glennon, shake Breatainn, cheer mo grai, chin and grooves nem beyond and art, shake Breatainn, cheer mo grai, cheer is Eilean howl. Shinagata.
I should know the color. More on volunteer work. I know for a fact that you're one of the original members of the Celtic Travel Bursary Endowment Fund.
Oh, yes.
Committee organised by Father Rory MacQuarrie.
That's right. That started in 2000. Well, he was thinking about it for a couple of years when he was exiled to Scotland.
Uh-huh.
And it's the best thing that happened to Scotland. His house was full all the time of Cape Bretoners.
Yes.
And they put on Ceilidhs over there and made music for the little town he was in. I can't remember the name of it at the moment.
Kingusi, I think.
Kingusi. That's right, Kingusi. Yeah. I think it was just kin, not king.
Yeah,
I think.
Right. Yeah.
So I think by now the idea was to make a pot of money. And he did that. Mm-hmm. And use the interest and invest it in good investments, and use the interest of that pot of money to let young people, the ages I think were 18 to 27, and we've fallen outside of that figure more than once. But anyway, that's okay. In the support of the Gaelic culture. They could do Irish too if they liked, and if they were researching their people or different things. But we were keeping the language, the Gaelic language, as the backbone, right, which it is of the culture. Mm-hmm. To my way of thinking.
Yes. So it represents all of the 6 Celtic countries.
That's right. That's correct. That's correct.
Can you hold up that picture there? It'll show the original members.
Yeah, if you can show it up. They're not all living today.
Yeah. Can you hold it up a little? There, perfect. Play that. So you're in the picture yourself in the back row there. And do you want to rhyme off some of the original members there?
Sister Margaret MacDonald. Alan J. McKechnie, Margaret I. Chisholm, Father Vern Boutelier himself is here, Buddy McMaster, Sheldon McGuinness, Sam McPhee, myself, and Reverend Malcolm MacDonald. Missing from the photo is Dr. Hamilton, Scott Williams, Effie Rankin, and Andrew McNeil.
Right. And that's... committee is still going strong today.
It is still going, and we
over 100,
more than 100
recipients.
Yep. Besides the singles, we also gave money to groups, school groups.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. And Fundraising, Isha. Also there, also Gaelic.
Well, I have this one, and it's dandy in Gaelic, and I do have it written in Gaelic, but it's not. My Gaelic is not that great that I could tell it without making a mistake and having to stutter over some of the words. As you know, in these farms near my home, everybody had chickens, horses, cows, and sheep. First were the sheep. The sheep were the first to leave, especially when the bottom fell under the price of wool. Okay? But you know, during the summer, many of those sheep would be all in pasture together. I think you've heard this story before, haven't you? Anyway, there's always somebody trying to claim something. And you know, the sheep would have, each person's sheep would have a mark on their ear, either the left ear or the right ear. There'd be a nick on the top or the bottom, left or right. Maybe it was the hole, maybe it was a nick down low, maybe it was the end. But everybody had their mark. It was like a brand. You know, the sheep had a mark. Anyway, there'd be always somebody trying to claim something that wasn't marked. And then people would say, "Stat minute, wait and see which mother accepts the lamb." So anyway, this fall, there was a beautiful 2-year-old ram. And somebody was trying to claim him. And another fella knew darn well that he owned the ram, but this other guy is trying to claim it. Of course, at 2 years, the mother's not bothering with him. Okay, the story is you get a hold of that fella. Get a hold of him. So they got a hold of him. Now this fella says, my father would say, he opened his jumper, whatever the jumper was. And inside there was a jacket that his mother, his wife had made. She had made the cloth and she'd made the jacket. And he pulled out the jacket, one pocket missing. He said, "Okay, turn the ram, turn him over." The other pocket was on the ram. You see, the fall before, he came in with his mother. So he knew, and he got a hold of him. He was too late to castrate him. He'd be too big. And he got a hold of him and he put the patch on him so he wouldn't be breeding with his sisters. Okay. You see. So, my father loved to tell that story.
You performed a lot at concerts.
Yes.
With the group Coisir and Allan.
Yes, yeah.
And you ended up going on a trip to EXPO.
EXPO with Cape Breton Gaelic show. And we were there for 2 weeks. Yes. At EXPO singing Gaelic. There was fiddle, step dancing, Gaelic. And we did some milling frolic there too, milling frolic songs with a milling table. We had a blanket. Mm-hmm. That's for 2 weeks. And then we went back out the next year to the, on the beach. It was like a music. You moved from tent to tent doing your thing. I think 1 week that year, if I remember right. It was fun. Mm-hmm. That second year, Natalie McMaster was 15. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Great memory to have.
Yes, yeah.
So, with the group Coisir and Allan, there was a CD produced.
Yeah, we have a CD. It's quite nice. The one I have is worn out. Yeah.
Will they be reproducing?
I don't know. Maybe we should try that.
Yeah.
Of course, it costs money.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it.
Yes.
And the numbers are getting small. You know, we encourage. We ask, come on, we'll teach you. Sometimes they'll stay for a little while, and sometimes the first night just knocks them out. But it gets easier.
Yes.
It gets easier.
So Maureen McKenzie was the first one.
That's true. Yeah.
And you were there for the
beginning? Yes, I was. Yeah.
And
well, that was a trip to the Tattoo in Halifax.
Yes.
Just one song. We practiced 3 months for 2 minutes, and then we went on from there.
Did you appear on TV anytime with
Coisir
and Allan? Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know I sang at the I sang on one of the ships I was on one time, and I sang at what's the name of the place in Halifax, and I forget what the situation was there, and why I was singing there.
Rebecca Cohen?
At the Rebecca Cohen, yeah. I think maybe I just don't recall why or what the situation was, or whether I sang alone or whether I sang in a group or what. I don't remember, but I know I sang there.
So did you ever do anything with the Cape Breton Fiddlers Association?
Oh, I've sang with them, but I haven't travelled with them or anything like that. I just would I sing at their,
And at the concerts?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Great. So do you have a favourite Gaelic song?
Well, I sang it already, the Cuckoo. This is a Cape Breton song. My dad sang it a lot. And it's just talking about Cape Breton. And one of them says, the people are children of good, honest men. And somewhere in one of the lines they say that would fight in any war that ever was. So that to know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. And plus the Gaelic, it was written with a pen before Latin or Greek or any other language. So there you have it. Fa lirinni lirinyo lirinyo. Fa lirinni lirinyo lirinyo. Fa lirinni lirinyo lirinyo. Ke Breatainn and Dolena Catherine von Grain. Ke Breatainn and Dolena Catherine von Grain. Le bounten and narts, le wachen and ray. Net dinje Coisir roig mag je. Na Calum kraatjen shit heen of a train. Na meri na kreenje bismoudiger keek. Le keller a boyach Nìall and shade. A goeike speech early on in ye head. Chor a chafak pot a geieren and spray. Nor heit je krien sheeses en yeer. Be droeger en touwe verfassen en neer. Eilean en merre, tjen en al had a goen. En swantje gachawen. Gach was of Leon. As do ich moron sa va galint reef. Zet chwaunum verferrel, zet chwaunum verfeel. Ga je jealous me Dhachaidh, ga je snassel en grief. Zet nach chillig round avich and cock a ground reef. En toshich en tauri le weichen tune. Ishiv weintjen en boyach le boen en king. Groe met a ras en some pershach for kring. San oorits en arach, aan Cape Breatainn a gling. Agal mogoch ich speechless kange. Ishiv achgas a garag, as een kange vown. Chod a chlueges honor sa skrivig le proud. Man jach greg ish no watin, no kang shall avow. Be me nische kogon a gleep en ach kan voam. Go piper mochriha, post record number. No the hick at a hoda slag Gaelic bogle. Talk a mochria, chagava torsruam. Fallerin yilerin yolerin. Fallerin yilerin yolerin. Fallerin yilerin yolerin. Ke Breatainn and Dolly Calum von Green. My earliest recollection of singing a song was standing on a chair in the dining room. It's likely there was somebody visiting, and I must have wanted to sing. And I still like to sing. Still crazy.
So it was a chorus of
It
sound?
was likely a chorus. I don't remember whether it was probably Fáile Yo Agus Óra Bhéile or Rum and Tiree, one or the other. I don't know which. I can't remember that part. But I remember standing on the chair thinking I was pretty good. First time I went over, I just went to the university for a summer class. And was pretty much lost the whole time I was there.
Was that in Edinburgh?
In Edinburgh, yeah. And the lady was excellent, but they this is kind of strange because one day we're going to do colours. They started out the same. They start out everywhere the same. What's your name? Where are you from? Where are you staying? That type of thing. And you learn all of that stuff. But anyway, they're going to do colours. And I was seeing this word, and I was thinking to myself, that's French for ice cream, or for a certain kind of ice cream. And what was it? But my father's nickname, Guas. They were saying gloss. I think, what the devil is that gloss they're talking about? Guas. The L before the broad vowel. Was that foreign? I didn't recognize my father's nickname. Dad had white hair when he married at 27. His hair was white. It was light anyway, but it was white. And the neighbours that Jimmy Collins that I was talking about, everybody had a nickname, and he was Dequas. Shinakate.
That's so funny.
So, it was confusing.
Yeah, the different pronunciations.
Yeah. L before the broad vowel.
Yeah.
AOU.
So did you tour any place else in Scotland when you were there?
I got to Morar
Uh-huh.
while I was there, but then we were over again to a wedding, and we travelled around. And
Get to Inverness?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I got to Inverness.
Fort William?
Not too much. No, we did. I've been over 2 or 3, I guess 3 times now. I must go again.
Yes.
I must be thinking about it.
Yeah. So I'd like to ask you now, what changes you've seen over the years with Gaelic language and culture since you got involved?
Well, there's more doing it. There's more interest. I think they've finally realized that the language is the backbone of the culture. And if you lose it, you lose a lot. The tunes, the fiddle tunes, whether they're the fast ones or the slow ones, whether it's French, English, or Irish that's playing them, there is a background.
Yeah.
It came from,
A connection.
a connection, exactly. That's what I see, and it's great that the young people are learning. Just conversation. I'll have to say this in Gaelic. Mi accusach Gaelic cushiri, ach Gaelic gown acum sahat. I still have to learn some more. But I'll always be singing the songs and maybe making mistakes that I don't recognize myself. And that's when the adjudicator comes in. Oh, that was said a wrong word there. Anyway, ach go you.
Famous in the Breatainn, Colaisde.
Colaisde.
So there was, the native speakers are leaving us, but there seems to be an increase in the young people that are.
Oh yes, very much so. Yeah. But even my dad said to me, "Oh, keep quiet until you can say it right." Well, how was I going to learn? Yeah. He was a beautiful singer, spoke beautiful Gaelic and all that, but he wasn't a teacher. Yeah. He wasn't a teacher.
Yeah. Do you know any expressions in Gaelic?
Oh.
Like Casafav, Casafudach.
No.
You know that?
No, but this one here. Oh, here now. Oh, Lord. You know, they're so tired.
Yeah.
Ay.
Yeah.
Nanya Maya.
Gia come coachicha.
Hamahokar. Kurkafakors. Kafa. Kurkafakors. Those kind of things.
Gavet the hawk, right?
Gavet the Hawker, yeah. Nappy Hawoa.
Oh, yeah. There.
Yeah.
So, what future do you see for Gaelic now in the years to come?
I think it will live.
Mm-hmm.
It will continue to live, you know, in the music and the songs. And I mean, there's beautiful songs being written.
Yes.
Dolly got him, Ben got him. Yeah, there's beautiful songs being written
and tunes being composed.
Exactly, yeah.
It's around a long time.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah. They say it goes back to the Garden of Eden.
Oh, yeah, that's well, that's in the song.
Yeah.
The Gàidhlig. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any advice for Gaelic learners?
Just keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Talk to everybody. I can remember talking to a gentleman. Two different times. I always spoke to older people. I tried to see if I can learn something new. And this gentleman, both of them were ill. See, as nursing, I would be meeting somebody who's sick. Kim a hash of in Jew. Hami furuch kiun tawav. I'm staying above ground. And another time, there was a gentleman, they used to do, put radiation in the prostate. They do this in Halifax. And then they warn the people, warn the men, when you went to church, not to sit with near young people, sit near older people, just in case that there'd be radiation that interfere with somebody else's reproductive or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I spoke to him one day and I asked him about, did they warn you about that? Oh, yes, he said, Hamisha Kunnerstach. And I never forgot it. I'm dangerous. Hamisha Kunnerstach. Yeah. And that way, you remember those things much better than in a class where you're half dead.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you'd like to add today?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Gaelic College.
And all the crazy people.
For participating in this interview for the archives down there.
Thank you very much. I hope it's of some use. I can't imagine what I have to say would be. Well, look, but just keep on doing what you're doing.
We all have something to share, but you have been involved for many years in keeping it going. With the concerts and the Ceilidhs and singing. And, it's wonderful, I think. So, more than thank, Alice.
Shinakta.